So, hi YouTube, my name is Chris and this is your timeless reading for whenever you find it. It's not sign specific, it's not time specific. And there's a circle closing with the World card and there's the Eight of Cups. We've seen this before, big chapter of our probably global consciousness coming to an end. What is coming to an end is the conflict. What is coming to an end is the dirty fight, is scarcity mindset, right? Five of Swords is a very conflict energy, but intellectual mind energy, right? And isn't it about time, right? Let's just keep the bottom of the deck with the Earth, with the World card, right? And I'm doing 3 cards, past, present, future each. There's the Queen of Swords, 10 of Pentacles shows up again, Ace of Pentacles, even more great. The Hermit shows up. Center is the 2 of Pentacles, balance in Earth matters. There's a new beginning. The 2 of Cups. 4 of Cups and the Lovers. Beautiful. So the big circle is ending. I think we're going to see this again and again. I'm recording this in late 2025 and already the energy of the new circle 2026 are here. I think next year is going to be a fantastic year. Probably I'm doing yearly readings. Maybe I do yearly readings. But this is for late 2025 and the energies of 2026 are already coming in, right? So it's again and again, shows up again and again in my readings, at least the World card, the big circle that is coming to closure. And what is also coming to closure is the first row of your reading, which is the past reading, the past energies. There's the Queen of Swords, very much focused on what you want. So keep your mind focused on what you want, right? Your focus is actually determine your reality. So do not look back into the past, where we have seen the 5 of Swords when I shuffle the cards, right? So conflict, drama, right? Do not engage in any of this. Focus your mind on what you want to create. And by this, you're freeing yourself from the old circle. So you're not changing your circumstances by fighting the old. That's very important. Do not fight the old. This is also a reminder with the 2 of Cups, right? Make peace with whatever happened, right? Narcissistic abuse, whatever you've been through. 5 of Swords energy definitively showed up when I shuffled the cards. Do not look back. The Queen of Swords is looking forward. She's concentrating on the future, right? And she's concentrating on the future, what comes next, the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So you finally immersing yourself in what it is you want to create, right? And what you want to create, on that you should focus your attention, because where your attention goes, where your focus is, this is where your energy is flowing towards, right? So what is ending is the Hermit mode, right? The Hermit is kind of turning into the Fool card, but you have to make balance, right? And when I say balance, so maybe in the old circle there was a lot of you basically being on your own, right? And you have to balance this out and kind of embrace this new beginning with the Fool card. This is what's coming next, the next chapter. Fool card is here. That's the balancing act, right? And the two of Cups, right? 2 opposites. This is basically male and female, fire and water, you know, whatever. When I say focus your attention, right? The Hermit is basically looking backwards, right? In this reading, so to speak. The Queen of Swords is looking forward. So again, you might have been on your own for quite a while, and you had to be, but now it's time for a bright new day. But you're going to enjoy this, enjoy these blessings, and let's not forget what blessings are coming in the 10 of Pentacles, right? Wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Let's just say it how it is. And the Lovers, right? And even more potential in regards of earthly manifestation aspects. So wealth, abundance, and prosperity, that's the easy way to say it. But whatever you want to manifest, there's more potential and there's fulfillment. In this new beginning, there's even love. Having said that, I'm going to emphasize this Two of Cups again, right? So making peace. This is the, oh yeah. What did I say? I mean, I said we've seen the Five of Swords in the shuffling process, right? When I shuffle the cards. Underneath the World card, the Five of Swords. So that's the dirty conflict. That's narcissistic abuse, right? And you had to do this alone, probably. But now that this chapter is coming to a closure, you have to allow it to close and no longer engage in this conflict. This means to make peace with it. And making peace with it doesn't mean that you say it was okay. It doesn't mean that you say, you know, you just shrug your shoulders and say, oh, what the heck? It's not so easy, right? But don't give it more energy. Make peace with it and disengage from the conflict, disengage from the trauma of the past, whatever you've been through. Heavy energies, but as I said, the Butterfly Queen, which is the Queen of Swords, is pretty much focused on what's coming next, and that's the Ten of Pentacles. You finally coming back to the world and immersing yourself in your own creation, basically. So balancing act, that's the center of your reading. Bring it back into a balance, right? Come back to the world, come back to people. That might be how you feel about it, right? With the Four of Cups. Maybe you're feeling about the Two of Cups like the Four of Cups, right? But making peace with this, right? Did you even know? Do you even know what happened? Blah, 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 you know? I don't know what happened. I just see the World card and underneath is the Five of Swords. So a dirty fight, right? Whatever. Making peace with it, you might not feel like it, but what is offered to you is the Ace of Cups here with the Four of Cups, right? That is peace. This is self-love. And you can only embrace it, embrace this love that is coming in here. If you love yourself, if you're taking care of yourself, and a big chunk of self-care is to disengage from the conflict of the past. Forgiveness, I say it again and again, is a big, big word, but don't give it more energy. Don't feed it more energy. There's a lot of discipline here with the Queen of Swords. Focus your attention on what you want to create and manifest in your life. And for that, you need a lot of balance, right? And for that, you have to take the Ace of Cups, take self-care, self-love, and as I said, making peace with the past and no longer engaging, no longer telling the story over and over again, no longer listening to that song that brings back certain memories, right? Things like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you're open for all these blessings, and there are plenty with the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the new beginning in balance, and there's the Lovers, right? There's a quote from Buddha: when you make peace with the world, you make peace with yourself. Make peace with the world and make peace with yourself. Because if you do, then you're opening yourself up for this wonderful new beginning with the Ten of Pentacles and the Lovers, goes here and goes here and goes here. which is a blessing. And there's another quote here. The neocortex, your brain, your mind, is a garden, right? Cultivate it. That's definitively Queen of Swords energy, right? The neocortex is a garden, whatever you focus your attention on. This is where your energy is going towards. If it isn't a clear yes, then it is a clear no. So the lovers are at the horizon. The Five of Swords are in the past, right? So this is just a slight warning, right? You might really be happy about meeting new people and the possibility for maybe even a romantic relationship or friendship or whatever. But be very wise and selective. You know, you're still, the Hermit is the wise man, right? It's the sage here. So you had to learn a hard lesson in the last circle. In the new circle, even if the Fool card is here, even if it's a happy new beginning, right? Don't be too naive. Learn from the past and select the people very wisely, who you let into your life, right? And who you let into your bed or your relationship or your heart, right? Be very selective with that. Yeah, it is better to be alone than to be in bad company. Yeah, having said that, right? But still, the Lovers is here, and by all means be open and happy for the Lovers and the possibility of friendship and even love, right? Ten of Pentacles, that's pretty much you. That's the Blue Earth Angel. Getting what you want, you know? Focusing on what you want and getting what you want. Blue Earth Angel is number 10 in the Blue Angel Oracle deck. Yeah. Okay, this is big because it is kind of really a collective thing, right? We're all going through this. Higher vibration. You are expanding your awareness and evolving to a higher vibration. This vibratory shift is part of humanity's natural evolution. It is occurring alongside rapid technological change. Time seems to be going faster and faster. The days and years fly by. This is why you feel overly sensitive and emotional at times, and why there is so much fear and confusion in our world. Look back at our history, we see that great change usually occurs in time of conflict and upheaval. Perhaps these conditions are necessary for major change to occur. The beautiful angel on this card is here to assure you that all is well and unfolding as it should. You are safe and humanity is on the right track, even though it may not always seem so. Some outdated structures in our global fabric may need to fall along with some outdated views and mindsets. This is a necessary part of our evolution. A new era will soon be born, one of higher awareness and great love. You are part of this new world. Blue Earth Angel. There we go, right? That's the big transformation. And we're going to see this, right? We're going to see this 2026, I would say. That's when the energies are finally manifesting, right? And crystallizing out basically into the real world, into Pentacles energy, into, yeah, the real world, so to speak. So, yeah. But this transformation, we all had to go through it. We all are going through it. It's a collective thing, right? Queen of Swords is clarified by the Hanged Man, right? Past energy where you couldn't do much, where you had to, you know, just endure a few things, right? Hermit style energy, the Hanged Man are pretty, you know, going to look forward what the Hermit is going to be what clarifier the Hermit is going to get. Two of Cups again with the Ten of Pentacles, making peace, no longer engaging in conflict. Do not fight. That's very important. Do not fight the old, right? Embrace the new, right? Whatever you want to manifest in your life, don't give the old energy. If you're fighting it, if you're fighting the old, if you're fighting the old conflict, if you're fighting in your mind, in your head, whatever, in your heart, the same battles that you have been fighting for quite a while, you're giving it more energy. So whatever you focus on, this is where your energy is going. So do not fight the old. Focus on what you want to create and create that. This is where your energy is going. Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. I would say that's also past energy where you're coming from, right? The Knight of Cups, the Two of... yeah, that's the Judgment card with the Two of Pentacles. You might be a little afraid with the Eight of Swords of the new beginning. Page of Cups clarifying the Two of Cups. Yeah, you disengage from the old conflict. That's what I said. If it isn't a clear yes and it is a clear no, trust your gut feeling, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, basically. Lovers, again, at the bottom of the clarifier deck. So you got the World and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, or the decks. It's not adding much information to me. It's just emphasizing the Two of Cups, making peace with the old. Do not fight the same battles you have fought for quite a while. Focus on what you want to create, and then everything will flow much easier. And Blue Earth Angel, reminding you that we're all going through this. End of 2025 here now, and we're going into 2026, and we're going to see a fantastic technological advantage and just a new, I don't know, you know, I'm in this as well. So let's just, but it looks pretty good, right? So that's all I got. I'm going to pull one more of these animal oracle cards. Lay a solid foundation. That's the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. Number 6. Let's just see. Not going to read it all, I guess. Yeah. Beaver Spirit has come to warn you to check for rotten wood in the foundation of your dreams. Perhaps you build your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking or old conflicts. You know, if you hold on to something rotten, you know, old conflicts, for example, don't make that part of your energy mix of the new, right? Beaver Spirit is here to tell you about a power living with you that is born of spirit, the source from which all life arises. This is the power to establish the sacred connection with the universal consciousness so you can deliberately co-create the world you desire. Co-create the world you desire, not by fighting the old, but by focusing your attention on what you want to create, right? If with Spirit as your partner, you bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desires and spread them across the river of time. You will be amazed at what you can do. You will find that you can even change the direction of the flow of life. You can ensure that your world will be prosperous, filled with love and joy. Prosperous and filled with love and joy. So that's what you have to concentrate on focus on. And I'm not going to read it all. I'm just I'm not saying toxic positivity, by the way. I'm not telling you to block out all the negative energies. If you sometimes don't feel good, then you sometimes don't feel good. That's okay. You can accept that. You know, you always feel how you feel. Never try to make you feel differently than you just feel. You have to first accept how you feel, right? And then actively engage in what makes you feel better, right? Not just stay there and not just give it more energy by watching sad movies or listening to sad songs or going through sad photos or memories that bring back more of that energy, right? But actively engage in something that shifts your focus towards something more beautiful and uplifting. So you don't negate your feelings. Never ever negate your feelings. You feel how you feel, but you have a choice on what you focus on, right? And where your energy is. What are you giving more energy, basically? This is the exercise or the practice that I'm recommending for you with the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation, build your little beaver dam or little beaver castle, and make sure that you use good energies for it and disengage from the old. Make peace with it, and making peace with it doesn't mean that you endorse it, doesn't mean that you say it was okay. It just means that you say, I'm not giving this more energy. There are better things in my life that I want to give energy to. And now I'm shutting up. That's all I got. If it resonated with you, by all means, leave me a comment. Thank you very much for that. Share, like, subscribe, and hopefully see you next time. Now, goodbye, my friend. Ciao.